What the fuck's happening, people? Welcome to the General Banter Podcast. On today, that is the goddamn Tuesday, the 4th of September. What I will tell you is, we recorded a podcast yesterday with Mickey Bartlett, and I don't know whether it was any good or not, because we fucked around for about 10-15 minutes trying to get this buzz to go away from one of the mics, and I'm not sure if it did go away, to be honest. And we recorded a podcast, and it was very stop-start, and we hadn't seen each other in a month, and it was kind of like catch up versus, is this podcast actually any good? So I don't know. I was scared of it. Sometimes you get that. Sometimes I film things or I record things and I go, I don't know if the vibes felt right with that. And then I literally get scared to look at it. I'm a very vibey guy. I run off vibes a lot. And when we recorded it, I was like, I don't know if that, just, you know what I mean? Just the fucking around we did to try and get it to work. And, various other shit. I'm just like, the vibes weren't good, and I'm scared to even check the thing to see if it fucking worked or not. But anyway, we'll record this, then I'll take a look at the Mickey Bartlett podcast and see if we can patch it together and get it online. Up in this bitch! You know what I mean? I'll play the intro and then I'll get stuck into some shit, will I? Absolutely. Probably. It's gonna be a rough one. See you in the morning.
The General Banter Podcast with Colin Geddis.
Right about here, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get yourself and your soul together. This man will make your liver quiver. This man will make your bladder splatter. Let's all welcome the world's godfather of soul,
Colin Geddis.
It's Geddis, actually.
Geddis.
Geddis.
Geddis. Geddis. Geddis.
Fuck you. I just realised how sort of long that intro is when you're just sitting here fucking waiting about. Let me just mention one thing. First of all, massive thank you to everyone who's joined up to the Patreon. If you don't know what Patreon is, it's basically like a sort of, I would say like a sort of donation service. If you want to kick back a little bit of money to a service that you enjoy, usually for free. And you don't have to give that much money. But what happens is, accumulatively, as an army, as a dead-on mafia, if everyone's like, I've been listening to this podcast for about 5 years, you know, I'd like to hear more of it. I'd like to hear it more frequently. I'll give you $2 or something like that. And if enough people think like that, then, you know, it all comes together in a nice lump of money. And then I can buy different mics, different shit like that, merch, other cool shit. And then this podcast can become a real fucking movement. And you can feel like you're part of something. Do you know what I mean? And you will be, in my eyes, better than everyone else who enjoys it for free. Nothing against anyone who enjoys it for free, but you're not as good as the Patreon people. What a cunt. Anyway, it's amazing. It's kind of changed how I do things around here. So I'm very much appreciative. If you want to get on board, it's patreon.com/General Banter Podcast. And that's it. Do you know what I mean? Why give your money to fucking, you know, TV licenses and fucking Netflix subscriptions and all this here shit that all you do is go and click through it and do nothing? And it's a fucking tenner a month. Do you know what I mean? Give me £1 a month and I'll just knock out podcasts like a motherfucker and get sweet merch like this General t-shirt. Oh my god. Kiss my black ass. Anyway, other things to plug. Lavery's Comedy Club is tomorrow night if you get to listen to this in time. That's going to be sweet as a motherfucker. And also, all the new merch is in. The General Banter Podcast t-shirt, which is grey, which is sweet as fuck. It's in the Dead on Mafia t-shirt, which may be sold out in a few sizes. And then this sweet General t-shirt, which is great if you want to support the podcast and be part of the movement, but not really walk around with a t-shirt that says, like, podcasts. You know what I mean? It's a slightly more subtle way to do it. It's way more swaggy, if you're going to ask me. You know what I'm saying? Swagsville.com. I got a complaint last week that I'm trying not to focus on this because it's probably totally negative vibes, but I should do a section at the start of this podcast where it's just weird comments that I've received. You know, one of them being the music one, like, oh, don't play music, and then someone else going, definitely play music. It breaks the monotony and kills the dead air. Oh god. And then I got another one this week. Someone went, good to see Mickey back. I felt like you complained too much on last week's podcast. Also, that has had a reverse effect. That comment, because now all I want to do is complain. But then again, depends what podcast you listen to. You listen to fucking, Bill Burr. The whole thing's complaining, and everyone's like, Bill Burr is a fucking genius, dude. And you're like, all he does is yap the whole fucking time, Decaf dictator is back. That's fucking disgusting. Complaining. Jesus Christ. You just can't win with people. You just cannot win. There's people that, you don't even know what people are listening for. You don't have the people who are like, I listen every week and it's shite. But then when you have on, like, you Mickey, it's funny. Or something like that. And you're like, well, what made you listen to it all the other fucking weeks? You goddamn lunatic. You gotta, see, this is what happens of a morning. You gotta be careful what you wake up and watch first thing. It's all over the internet now about, like, turn your phone off an hour before you go to bed. You need to stop taking in other people's shit on fucking Facebook and all. Well, do you know what? TV's no different, because sometimes you can wake up, if you're an unemployed bastard like me, and there's a Jeremy Kyle on, and there's someone who's got teeth made out of fucking smashed up Heatwave Doritos, and they're like, he fucked all my friends. He said he fucked all my friends, and then this guy fucking slithers on. I didn't fuck all my friends. He's breathing through one of them tubes, and you're like, how's this guy get? There was years at university I wasn't riding anything. And then this guy's just like, I don't know, all the friends won't fuck me. They take the teeth out, suck me dick. I don't know, that just gets you angry in the morning. When you're like, how's this guy got 4 women and pregnant? Do you know what I mean? How can he even access his own dick? And Christ knows the hygiene level of it. Those things annoy you in the morning. What was on this morning? Flicked it on just in the background. Rose McGowan was on fucking... on Pierce, talking to Pierce Morgan there, all the hashtag Me Too's, and he's all like, now his hashtag Me Too backfired, or whatever. And then this whole fucking argument kicked off. She's like, no matter what I wear on the street, if I walked on the street naked, it doesn't give you the right to rape me. And you're like, great stuff. Glad you shaved your head for that. I mean, she definitely has started a movement and all that shit. But however, even Maureen said this, she's like, that level of dramatic sort of performance British audiences aren't used to when she's on British TV. And she comes across weird. And she's definitely an actress. So she can ham things up and make them a bit more fucking dramatic than they actually... Well, not than they actually are, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like you're... Like it's a real person talking. It feels like there's someone just really talking. My father left me a letter when I was a child, said, I admire your sense of justice. And da-da-da. And you're like, mad. Hashtag Me Too, guys. And she goes, and the good thing about hashtag Me Too is there's a lot of boys coming forward. A lot of boys coming forward, like saying that they're not into it. But that's, I mean, the world is, it's fucking deranged at the minute, because it's like hashtag Me Too. These crazy neo-feminist types who are like, people are supposed to be progressive. What do you call him? Milo Yiannopoulos put up a fucking tweet from some girl yesterday, and she goes, if you're a white woman who's about to give birth to a white baby boy, do us all a favour and go to Planned Parenthood. And you're like, what sort of fucking glue bag is like, yeah, white men are that toxic to society that, you should kill the babies? Are you out of your mind, you fucking crazy fucking mad cunt? I think you should kill all the boys. Why? Because I don't like men. Do you know what? Most people that say that, it's hard for anyone to like them. Do you know? One of those like, I'm a fucking, listen, men are fucking toxic and bloody blah, and I just go home and have my cat lick me out. Fucking mad bastard. Why? I've said this a million times. Just be dead on. Be dead on to everybody. Slag everybody in a fun way. And then we're all just the fucking same. Instead of sitting in the corner going, I'm going to be a cunt to everyone. And then I also will not tolerate any sort of backlash at all, because I'm soft as shite. And I've created a little bubble for myself here to be impervious to criticism, even though all I do is sit in my little turret with my fucking bullshit rifle and go, kill baby boys. You kill them then. You kill them. See how fucking far you get with your dyed purple armpits, you fucking smelly mess. This is the type of cunt just turns up on TV. Oh, this is blood fucking non-binary McSwiggin. Job, activist. Hey, not a job. You know? Stand for certain things, but also do something useful. You know? Don't be free in the daytime to fucking go and like chat to Pierce Morgan. And then he'll do something stupid like try and attack your intellect by going, what's Pythagoras' theorem? Or Pythagorean, or whatever the fuck his name is. Like, I know it. Are you joking me? He actually asked someone that, and then he said, no, that's 3.1, and someone's like, no, that's pi. Oh, you fucking dunce. Anyway, see what I'm saying? Not a great thing to wake up to. You're supposed to, I was reading that Aubry Marcos book, who owns On It, with Joe Rogan. It's like, get up and fucking jump on a mini trampoline and walk outside and let the sunshine hit your bare chest, and then have a mineral water with lemon in it and do 23 burpees. Why? Because I like the number 23. And you're reading it in bed going, this is great shit. I might try this tomorrow. And you're like, nah, I'll wake up and watch Pierce Morgan and want to fucking glass myself with a cup of coffee that's not even got caffeine in it, because we're hype motherfuckers. 11 minutes in at fucking 27 past 8 of a Tuesday. Anyway. Keep the complaints coming in for the podcast. It's very confusing. Also, yeah, shout out to anyone who bought a t-shirt, because I packed up. I'm still in the process of packing them myself. I still like that. You can get services who like drop ship, which is like you take pre-orders and then you turn around to them and be like, oh yeah, like fucking 100 people ordered this t-shirt, and then they make it just to order. But then it means they're not sort of available all the time. And I do like sticking a few little extras in there, like stickers and whatnot. So I still pack them myself. But then when I get new merch and advertise them, it then becomes like a fucking goddamn sweatshop up in this bitch, where you're knee deep in just tags and shit. And you're fucking packing things. And then you're like, I'm running out of room to fucking stack these up here. And then, of course, you got to go to the post office. And the woman just, as you walk in, she's like, oh, for fuck me. Because they used to be able to do a thing where they would just they would go like, how many is there? Bum, 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 bum. Count them up and then put it in the computer and you pay for it and they hand you a thing and then she just sticks stamps on them and then it goes. Now they have to fucking punch it in the computer. It pops out, punch it in the computer. And she's doing this for fucking hundreds of orders. Like, so now I had to go and lift 300 quid and give it to this woman and be like, I don't know if that's even going to cover the fucking postage here, but I can't wait around all day while you do this, so I'll call back, certainly. And then I did call back, and the second girl that I went to had no idea what I was talking about. I had to go up and go, hey, I posted a lot of stuff yesterday, and I was to come back and collect just my receipts and change if there was any. And she was just like, huh? And then the other girl was like, oh, hey, you're the t-shirt boy. And I was like, yep. And this other girl was still like, just drooling in front of herself. Mad. But it was an exciting day. Yesterday we recorded the podcast, and then we went to a place in the Linen Green, which is in Dungannon, gang. And Maureen had heard about it. This is Maureen's world, you know what I mean? You're on the Instagram all the time. You're in that circle of fucking beauty you're in that circle of the hey guys, here's a fucking 9-hour review on a pencil that I draw around my fucking lips with. Huh? Hey guys. And they're all Irish. And there's a fucking makeup company called Inglot, which sounds like a cat being sick. And every video Maureen watches, because she's a fucking goddamn makeup person, it's all like, I got this in Inglass. I got that in Inglass. So I got it in Inglass. And you're like, here's this fucking woman. She turns around and the girl is a fucking heap de shite, which is French for heap of shite. I got this in Inglass. And she fucking has to sharpen it 4 times before she gets it round her fucking stupid face. God damn it. We're on a rampage today, guys. You know? I don't even know where I was going. So she'd seen some place. And it was this shop that was like a shop, and then it turned into, they expanded the shop, and then they got a fucking, they were doing pizza and shit like that. And she goes, oh, that's a coffee shop. It's like an Italian thing now. So we went in there to get a coffee. And then they have this fucking, I forget the name of the brand. Whatever the fuck it's called. They have a giant wood fire fucking oven, which is legit as fuck. I forget, it's got like an Italian brand on it. And the guy's like, this is pretty much the only one of these in Ireland or something at the minute, or the UK. I don't know what the fuck he was saying. And I was like, well, I was like, the morning, could you eat? Because I might have to get a pizza here. And then we ordered some pizza, and it was literally the fucking nicest pizza I've ever had in my life. And I cooked it. The guy goes, oh yeah, we make the pizza and it cooks in like 90 seconds. Just puts it in, just intense heat, takes it out. Amazing. It's hard to get a good pizza, you know. There's plenty of times recently I've been like, oh, let's get a pizza, and I've got a pizza, and it was shit. And I was just like, I am upset at this. And then we got the pizza, and got talking to the guy, and then he wouldn't shut the fuck up. He was just he kept talking about, oh, we got this thing, we got this oven, we're starting to put charcoal in our dough. And then he showed us black dough, and I was like, that's amazing, you should make an all black pizza, you know what I mean? Because I'm ideas, boy. I'm fucking shitting out ideas. I'm like, get the black pizza base, tapenade, bro, garlicky paste instead of tomato, and then get that fucking black Guinness cheese, and then just do the all black pizza and make a fucking internet video for it, and it'll be on Lad Bible, and people will be blasting just ribbons of jism all over the place. I'm an ideas man. And he's like, oh, I could do that. And I was like, don't fucking could do anything, you bitch. Go do it. The goth pizza, they'll come from everywhere. They will get on a goddamn minibus from the front of the city hall down to wherever the fuck this place is, outside Dungannon, to get a motherfucking all black pizza. The murdered out margarita. I was like, what more do you want from me? I will invoice you for all my ideas. And then he's like, we also got this fucking gelato from somewhere that no one else sells. And then he brought it out, and he's like, yeah, this is like the fucking lemon sorbet gelato. I was like, I don't even know what that means. And then we had that, and then there was fucking, I mean, this went 0 to 100 real quick. We went for a coffee, and I don't even really drink coffee anymore. That's a fucking decaf. Embarrassment. But like, he had the fucking, he brought out like strawberry gelato. He brought out this one that was like, oh yeah, this is the dark chocolate gelato or something. And I ate it, and I was like, I feel like I don't deserve this as a human. That's how fucking tasty it was. I put it in my mouth, and I went, I haven't earned this today. I haven't earned the right to have my mouth ejaculate so hard when I put that in there. Fuck me. And it was all free. He's just like, oh, I'm just letting you taste this. And then it worked, because here we are talking about it on a goddamn podcast. But fuck me, it was amazing. Pizza was incredible. Parma ham and shit on it. You know what's good pizza? That if there was no toppings on it, you'd happily just like rip the bread apart and eat it. Do you know what I mean? It was like the thinnest like sourdough you've ever had or something. It was unbelievable. We're talking way too much about pizza. I have a full blown erection. I have a pizza boner up in his bitch. I was talking to our boy Aaron the other day. I don't know whether he wants the world to know this or not, but he's like, oh, you free for a FaceTime, mate? Because would like to talk to a mate and get a laugh. And I was about to do something which I can't remember, and I couldn't ring him immediately, and I was like, oh Jesus, he's about to be part of the bridge too. You know the famous documentary where everyone jumps off the Golden Gate Bridge? I was like, that's him. No, fuck, here we go. And then I rang up. I don't know if he wants anyone to know this or anything, but yeah, he basically got fucking fired from his job, and with no fucking warning whatsoever. And I was like, fuck, that stinks. And we're trying to just figure out a way that he can stay in America long enough till I get there, and then he shows us around, because I'm a selfish bastard. You know, I'm like, will you be there when we're there? Just so you can show us about, big man. But he'll be alright. I can't, because he's a jammy bastard. Do you know, he'll just be like, oh, I'm unemployed now. And someone will be like, cool, do you want to fucking you want to do the door of this comedy club for $8,000 a month? And they'd be like, class. Shout out to our boy McCann, though, in America. Going to LA, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait to go to LA. Gonna tear that bitch up. Gonna do a show with Aaron. He's doing a big show. But we'll talk more about it after the sponsored break. And by that I mean the camera's about to die. We'll sort this out one week. Patreon, let's go. Yeah, we will have to address the fact that this is broken up. I've been filming on a GoPro for a while, which records constantly. But I actually don't think the quality's as good as it is right now. And we may need to look into the world of camcorders. But I was dying on Saturday. I actually don't drink as much. We actually watched the documentary last night. It was with Adrian Childs. You know, that fucking guy looks like a goddamn hound dog. Watching a program with him, and it was like him documenting how much he drank of a week. And he's like, oh, I don't know, I never really fucking kept tabs on it. And then he added it up, and he's like, yeah, I drank like 200 fucking units a week. And he just drinks every day. And he's like, I'm not a fucking alcoholic. I wouldn't really consider myself an alcoholic, even though he drinks every day. And then he was just going through his daily stuff and was like, oh yeah, you know, I'll have 4 Guinness, and then I would have fucking, you know, 4 glasses of wine with dinner, and then I would have, you know, 2 bottles of port, and then, you know, I'd just wake up the next day and do some bits, and then by lunchtime, and you're like, you're fucking how do you get anything done? How do you drive? Can you drive anywhere? This guy's just fucking blasted all day. And then the more he looked into it, the more he was like, yeah, I do have a bit of anxiety, and sometimes I would feel a bit depressed, and literally, like, you know, 1 drink would fix that. So, and then they're like sort of saying, yeah, that's wandering into alcoholic sort of tendencies, when it's like you need a drink to fucking function. And I must say, I just don't know if drink is my thing. If I was feeling anxious or stressed or anything like that, I don't really like drinking like that. Do you know? Because I've drank a few times in my lifetime in a bad mood, and it's not that I get fucking, you know, Hulk out and start smashing the place, but it's like, why would you fucking? I feel like it accentuates whatever the fuck you're feeling. Like if you're feeling happy and all your mates around, it definitely will fucking lube the party up. But see, if you're feeling like pissed off and you drink, you just focus more on how pissed off you are. And everyone's like, you need a drink. You feeling like shit? Drink half a bottle of whiskey and 19 beers. That'll make you forget your problems, and you're like, well, But yeah, I had a load of fucking tins on Saturday night, and then just Sunday, just did nothing. That's why you just can't drink, you know. Just spend all fucking day just sitting there like a dickhead. I don't even know what I'm trying to talk about right now, but you know, I think I was so ashamed of myself that I was just like, let's make sure to not do that again. Gross as fuck. Let's switch it up. There was a story on Big Brother. I didn't really see much about it. It was on that girl Roxxon Paulette or whatever, who I was surprised to notice was in a film one. Was it Lake Placid? I mean, this is toxic masculinity right now. But she I think I was just at my mate's house watching that. Is it Lake Placid? Oh, now of course the internet doesn't work. Like, I mean, that's a given. That is a given. But yeah, well, it's obviously, yeah, it's just not working. Yeah, and she appeared on the screen, and I was like, Jesus Christ, there's what's her name from Emmerdale, and then just takes all her gear off, and you can see her bush and tits. Much to our delight at the time, but like, how funny is that? I always thought about that, like, just about 95% of actresses that you're like, you see in something and you're like, oh yeah, there's your girl, and then you just type their name into Google and write like fucking nude scenes or something beside it. Nearly every time you can see the person naked, which is crazy. I feel like, I mean, that is, you could get sexist about that. You could go like, why are women always nude in fucking movies, but you never see any dick? Even in films that are about dick. Tell me Magic Mike wouldn't have been way more exciting if there was just a pile of hog flying around. And here, don't get me wrong, if there was as many dicks available as there were tits of actresses, I'd be looking at them too. Do you know what I mean? You're like watching a thing and you're like, Jesus, look at this fucking guy, shape of this guy. And you just type his name in, nude. Just be like, let down by the piece. Or, Jesus Christ, check out the surprisingly generous piece on this guy. You know? Filth. What's her name? Apparently this girl is a fucking lunatic though. That'd be a good thing when it, like, what do you call it? Like IMDD. Internet movie dick database. Do you see Jason Momoa and fucking Aquaboy or whatever? Aye. Type it into the internet movie dick database there and get a, you know, he's got like fucking, you know, like Mari tattoos on his cock, on the base of it. Talking all Dothraki. Ugh, suck my penis. No. Jesus Christ. I mean, it's bad. It's bad times when you go on your computer and there's just history of gay porn from trying to show Mickey Bartlett something yesterday. What has the world come to? Anyway, this girl, Roxxon Paulette, apparently was on Big Brother, and there was another dude who was on like Emmerdale or some bullshit, and he walked up and like play fight, like boom boom boom, like pretended, you know, to give her a few punches, and then she went in the next room. She was like, "Oh, that actually hurt," and then turned it into this whole fucking thing. And then she got backlash. You know, she was basically, everyone fucking, it backfired on her. She's like, you know, you can't just fucking run around doing that. There's people have been actually #MeToo'd. You know, and you're fucking making a mockery of it by just like, oh my god, I'm just being abused. Yet there's girls fucking putting foundation over a black eye because someone actually hit them and they're trying to fucking lie about it. And you're like, oh, this guy did a play fight to me and he's abusing me. But that's it, you know what I mean? There are certain fucking psychotic women out there who can just ruin lives. That's toxic femininity there, guys, is what that is. As I can barely figure out what I'm saying as I watch her in the background pull her bush out. But you know, this is the internet for you. There she is in a movie called Wrong Turn. And the title is Roxxon Paulette Getting Fucked. And I don't think she'll get fucked harder than her career will. Nah. They're fucking lunatics out there. I mean, there was a girl, what do you call her, Asia Argento or whatever. They were talking about her this morning because apparently she had some deal where she played, now I've heard this about third hand. She played a guy's mum in a movie, and then years later when he was 17, she fucked him. And he's all like, I don't like it. Which is fair enough. You know, a lot of guys get stick. It's like, oh, your teacher fucked you. Oh, per you. But it seems like the way in those circumstances, it seems weird as fuck that she'd be like, are you of age now? Take off those Avengers boxers. Not even of age. I mean, I think they were talking about that in the Joe Rogan podcast. He was like, they were trying to say it was illegal, yet you're like, sort of like, is he grown up or what's the deal? Like, if you wait, what was it, like 100 more days and he's a different age, the thing wouldn't be illegal that you just did. Anyway, but then there was this whole fucking controversy, like, that she was going out with fucking Anthony Bourdain towards the end. And then there was photos of him and of this young fella and her, and that fucking sent Bourdain over the edge, even though, because he'd fucking tried to pay this kid off, basically, to be like, listen, drop any fucking accusations you have, here's 300 and whatever thousand, and then, you know, just take the bucking from the owl doll, who probably isn't even that old, and then you know, slide on with your 300,000 there. Very strange. And then, I don't know, here's this girl getting in the water with her tits out.
Oh, you noticed.
I mean, would get rid. Here she is. No one gets in and like washed. Like this guy gets in fully nude. You don't see his dick.
Hold the trace a bit. Shh. Well, I don't hear anything.
She did that taking off of knickers like you're being watched. You know, not like, you know, all you lads watched all them pornos out there where someone's like, you know, I'm gonna take my knickers off and there's my anus and fudge already available. She was like that sort of like, it's gonna slowly. Do you know what I mean? They probably said that to her, like, Roxanne, go easy when you take them knickers off because we see your fucking star. And she's like, alright, Chuck, hang about. And then she has to do that, like, I'm taking my pants off, but I'm also clenching my ass cheeks.
Hey, come on. I got an idea.
Cool. Suck jobs. I got an idea. She pulls him over to the side. They're like fucking on a mucky bank. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, right. Perhaps Wolverine.
Oh, yeah, I went to acting school in England.
Oh! I've never heard you be so horrible. Take it easy, cowboy. Now, you see, that's what I've been talking about.
That's hysterical! Night. Correct me if I'm wrong. Now, if I can't show this on a podcast, even though people are like, show the clips. This guy, she's on top of him, and he's got his feet dangling in the water. And then the crocodiles grab his feet and pull him down a bit. But first of all, he's like kicking his feet, like, what's going on? As if a fucking crocodile would be like nibbling on it. Do you know what I mean? Like, crocodile's not going, is that a foot? Let me just, yeah, that is a foot. And that guy's like, oh fuck. And she's bouncing on his D, and he's like, oh Jesus, what's nibbling my feet? That's not what happens. Crocodiles just go, come, and just spin, and it would just rip your foot off in a second. And then she's on top of him, and then the thing grabs his foot and pulls him down, so that she's basically sitting on his face. And then she's like, that's what I've been talking about. as if they've had a fucking argument. You know, like they were trying to bang one night, and it was just so awkward. And then he's like, I just don't know what to do. I don't know how to please you sexually. And she's like, I don't know. Like, I seen on the internet that dudes sometimes lick girls out. It's funny that licking out is probably a global term, yet I feel like it was invented in Belfast. If fucking licking her out. It sounds the most Belfast thing I've ever heard, apart from calling KFC Kentucky's. Ain't going to Kentucky's to lick her out. He's getting licked out. I heard a line one time. It's not my line, and I'm probably ruining it. There's a guy called Liam Watson. Did stand up a bit in Belfast. I don't know if he's still at it or not. And he overheard someone on a bus going, like a guy got off the bus or something. He was like a hot guy. And this girl went, oh, mommy, my fanny's eating a leg of me. But anyway, Roxxon Paulette's like, I just think maybe if I could sit on your face, that would, like, be sexy. He's like, I don't even know how to do that, man. And then it takes a fucking crocodile to bite his feet for him to go just right in that bush, bro. You know? And then they both get dragged into the ocean and killed. But I thought Lake Placid was like a giant crocodile, no?
Oh, yeah, right. Perhaps. Hey, come on.
I mean, her acting is shocking. His acting shocking. But the only thing that really matters is that she is hot. So, you know, congratulations. What a day. What a day for this podcast. So she's all hashtag me too, and for someone who's just fucking like having a play fight with her. Unbelievable. And I mean, the thing in life is you hear stories like that and you hear people just abusing the fact that, you know, if you were a female, you could just run somewhere and go like, oh, this happened to me. And, you know, see all this fucking I believe her shit and all. That's the way it is anyway. Everyone will believe you. And whether it turns out to be true or not, you've kind of fucked someone's life up, which is the fucking annoying bit about it. But, it takes a real fucking psycho to do that, because especially with lads, you know what I mean, lads, no smoke without fire. You can avoid all that shit. if you're a sound cunt, you know, instead of being a wee ball bag, you know. You can just choose to not do something to somebody if they don't really feel like doing it. I've talked about this before. Even there was a Dan Bilzerian was like, "Oh yeah, I don't fucking pay anyone for sex. Everyone thinks I pay for all these prostitutes." And I goes, "And I like to ride people who really want to ride me." And I was like, that's the attitude. Even the guy who fucking rides all day is like, no, I still want girls to be like all over me, like they want to fucking ride me. You know, he's not just going like, here's fucking, there's 10 grand, bounce on it. I don't know where this podcast is going. It's horrifying. We're watching this girl get fucking crocodile fucked here in a... Oh, speaking of fucking people, Louie CK made an epic return to stand-up. And by epic, I mean did what he normally does, which is just to turn up and do it, whether or not people want to see it or not. What's he like? Let me see. Louie CK. There was an Apple. Was it Louie CK? The Independent. We'll read this one. Felt like there were a lot of great... Oh, yeah. Louie C.K. tells rape whistle joke in first stand-up set since sexual misconduct admission. It felt like there was a lot of aggressive men in the audience and very quiet women. 2 audience members say of set. There's Louie C.K. looking like a dirty big ginger mess. He reportedly told a rape whistle joke during his first stand-up set. After his admission of sexual misconduct almost 10 months ago. The Vulture spoke to 2 women who were at the Comedy Cellar when the comedian was introduced to the stage. Why do sites do this? You know, like when you're reading and then more ads or something pump in and it shoots on down the page? Fuck F. They described the venue's small audience as showing overwhelming support, but added that a joke about rape whistles was uncomfortable. And there appeared to be a divide between how men and women reacted to the comic. The woman who asked to remain anonymous added they were there to see another comedian who had previously been announced, but Louie C.K. took to the stage after a brief introduction from the night's compere. It felt like he was being thrust upon the audience without telling them. Yeah, well, that's what they said. Like, you know, it was kind of like the masturbating thing. He was just doing it. Well, you see, I don't know. How can you fucking know? How can you know? Because I think he's just weird. And, it's the amount of weirdness in the fucking comedy world, especially in America, would blow your fucking mind. Do you know? Just fucking total weirdos. And I'm sure he's just one of those... He's just a weird guy. He's like, oh yeah, if you look at his fucking TV show, there's a lot of weird bits in it. Like weird sexual bits. So he might just be weird sexually. I wouldn't say he was a fucking full-blown rapist. And then I heard another story that like the girl that he was like, do you mind if I fucking masturbate? He had been like, there was a lot of fucking sexual fucking chat between the 2 of them. This seemed like it was heading towards the direction that they were going to be banging at one stage. But it is weird to just be like, can I just pull my dick in front of you? Both women said the audience gave CK a huge round of applause when he was first announced, but noted that they saw at least 4 to 5 women who were deadpan straight, not having it. Okay. If someone had heckled him, I think they would have been heckled out, one of the women said. I felt like there was a lot of aggressive men in the audience and very quiet women. It's the kind of vibe that doesn't allow for a dissenting voice. You're just expected to be a good audience member. You're considered a bad sport if you speak out. In fairness, it's a comedy club, so you're not really supposed to fucking say anything. And you absolutely can leave. And you absolutely can go out and chat to him afterwards if he's hanging about. And fucking say whatever you need. The woman described his set as similar to his past material, but added that he included a bit about the phrase clean as a whistle, which ended with a joke about how rape whistles are not clean. When he said rape whistle, people were laughing, and I just was sitting there like, oh my fuck. Oh my fuck. This is so uncomfortable and so disgusting. Everyone around me was laughing. That was just depressing. So there you go. When asked about how he felt about Louie CK's unexpected appearance, club owner said, "This has been very hard for us. We know that it is not right, and he shouldn't be able to perform again. But there's no clear time to decide how long is appropriate. He showed up, and I were thrown into it. We hope it turns out okay." I mean, I think what he's probably thinking is like, you know, as a sort of innocent man, I can go up here and like not say anything about it, because he thinks that's what an innocent person would do, is just carry on like nothing happened. But if you admitted to it, you gotta fucking say something. And this is why you should do a podcast, or go on fucking Joe Rogan and explain the whole thing, and people will probably hear your side of the story and go, "Do you know what? That's actually not that bad." Or they can make their own mind up and be like, "Yeah, you fucking piece of shit cunt." But either way, if no one's pressing charges and he's not going to jail or any of that shit, which I don't think he should. I don't think it's fucking major enough for that. But like, you got to be able to make up your own mind. He'll still have a fucking audience. I don't know. Let's hit some podcast questions. When are they from? Did I answer these already? I may have. Oh, recently deleted. What am I doing? Am I deleted? Stupid bitch. Stupid bitch. Here's a good question that came in after the podcast with Mickey yesterday, but I feel like it'll be a good thing to answer now. Do you think anybody can learn to be good at improvising comically, or is it an innate skill that you can only get better at if you already have it or born with it? And that's from Rob something I can't figure out. What a great question. I think that if you're funny... Let me drink this cold coffee. Immediate regret. I think if you're a witty person around anybody, like if you're funny around your mates, even if you're a quiet person, but you're like funny around, you know, your fucking, you know, your wife or fucking whatever, if you start doing stand-up and you're whatever, and you become more comfortable being yourself on stage or whatever, then eventually that technique will be able to carry over. You'll be able to be funny in front of anybody, really. But it's just a matter of being comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like, if you see anybody on stage, if you see Mickey on stage, you know, if I'm on stage, so I like to think I can be funny sometimes, you know. I like to think I can improvise pretty well. But that only comes down to being comfortable. So, you know, you go on stage and you know you've got material. You know you can sort of rely on yourself being funny enough if somebody says something. So it's just about being comfortable enough to hang in there. Or if you're talking to someone, just be comfortable enough to know that eventually they'll probably say something that's going to be amusing to everybody. Or you're reacting to noise in the room or something. So, I mean, if you're someone who, like... you know, you're hanging around with someone, you're like, well, that guy's just not funny or entertaining. You know, he's just a quiet guy. Then he's probably just going to be a quiet guy. If there's someone who's like, you know, you watch TV and someone throws in funny comments, you know, there could be a point where you get really comfortable with that in a performance aspect. If you're not really doing that somewhere in your life, I don't know if you can learn it or what. James Mack, would you ever take the live podcast on tour around the UK? Sure. I mean, it's fucking I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure we could, yeah. Same way anything's possible, but it's just whether you want to fucking be arse doing it or not. Do you know? I don't know. Shady Lady T. What? Would you ever run a competition on Patreon that the prize would be a day on the sesh with yourself, Mixter, Maureen, and the usual people like Begley? I don't know about anyone else, but I'd pay to enter that competition. Listening to the bands in real life would be hilarious. Now, me and Mickey answered this question on the podcast yesterday. I don't know if it would be that fucking hilarious. Also, talk about pressure to be out with people and be like, oh yeah, this person won a competition to be here. And now they're just sitting there like, where's the crack? Huh? It would be weird as shit. You could also just go to like a gig somewhere that we were definitely hanging about after drinking, and you know, you'd probably see a lot of drinking and crack. That's an easy way to do it, rather than, you know, set it up and have it be all weird as shit. Wilson Davidson, shout out. Who would win in a fight, Conor McGregor or Aaron McCann's head? It's hard to know. It is hard to know. That's what I said to Aaron, you know, when he unfortunately got let go from his job. I was like, I bet you they're like, hey guys, we got to trim the fat around here, man. Who goes first? And they just look across the fucking office, you know, like that scene in like in Wolf of Wall Street, just all these people in the office, and then just McCann's head just eclipsing a window, and they're like, let's get rid of that guy. Don't know, if Aaron learned a bit of jiu-jitsu and could get on top of somebody and just crush them with his head, it would be Foxville, like. Foxville. Power Video sent me a message. I'm supposed to be doing Power Video this Saturday. It's on for 2 days. You can buy a ticket to it. I'm plugging it, and I don't even know what the crack is. I'm going to it. I'm supposed to be doing a panel, and people have asked me, like, oh, what day are you on? I'm going, what time? There's been a few people have asked. In fact, a good amount of people have been like, what are you doing? Whatever. And the thing is, I don't know, because they've been releasing names of people who are talking. Some of them you've heard of, some of them you won't have heard of. But keep releasing stuff, and then it's like, I'm just like, you know, say for example, someone's speaking, they'll put up a poster of them and be like, this is such and such, and then that person can share it and be like, I'm with Power Video. I don't have one of those yet, so I'm like, can I share? Is there something I can share? Can I tell people I'm at this thing, or is it so insignificant that it doesn't fucking matter? Also, it's in the Ulster Hall, which I sold out, so if you want anyone to share it, you know, let it be the fucking decaf cowboy over here. So I don't know what the fuck is going on, but anyway, we'll see you there. By the way, Nicky did a podcast yesterday and plugged his gigs in Australia. If you're in Australia, namely Sydney, I think he's doing a full 1 hour show in Sydney. If you live in Sydney, go on his Instagram, check it out, and you can go see the Mixter in motherfucking, what do you call it there? Fucking Australia, mate. Fucking flying. Let's get into these questions. Is there loads of them, bro? There might be loads of them. What would you do if you didn't do comedy? Probably just make videos. Direct videos. Come up with edit stuff. That's probably what I would do. Which I do anyway. So that's crazy. Can you come to Larne? Don't talk shit. I know it's shit. Just so you know, you can call me a bell end. That's all. Guys, like, call me a dickhead. Don't you fucking open your mouth about Larne, though. You bastard. Everyone from Larne's dead on, though. It's grand. Did Mickey get any good heckles at the Fringe? I don't know. These are all questions for Mickey. Would you and Mickey be going travelling together at some point? I don't know. I mean, I don't know. We certainly could, but I don't know when that's going to happen. It's just different when you're two grown men and one of you is married and the other one's got a girlfriend and you have your own careers. You know, what are you going to do? Like, mate, let's me and you go traveling. You know, Mickey travels a lot, but dare I say, I don't know if he'd be the best guy to fucking land in an unknown town and then go and do some adventurous shit. I don't know if Mickey's your man, you know, and that's come from one of his best friends. Mickey's more of a drop your bags in the hotel. What's the closest pub? Go to that, not leave it. That's more his style. And then this was the guy from yesterday I was talking about earlier. Good to see Mickey back. You were complaining a bit too much in the last podcast. Oh, fuck you, Adam. Unsubscribe. Did Mickey buck any Scottish Japanese women in Scotland? Not really, because he's in a long-term relation. I saw Mickey in Edinburgh. I forgot that Mickey was on the podcast yesterday. These are all for him. Someone goes, would you ever think about putting links to what you discuss, the things you watch during the podcast in the episode description, just for any of us who want to watch it too? Maybe too much effort, to be fair. It could be done, but it's a pain in the hole. And also what I forgot to do again today is sort of screen capture what I'm looking at on the screen, because I could just put that in the corner down here and show you the things that I'm looking at. But most of it's fucking explicit material, so it's like, can I even fucking show it anyway? Fuck's sake. Someone did do that, and I forget his name. I apologize for that, but he did do it. It was like a fucking, just a list of everything that I referenced in the podcast, and I was like, listen, man, I appreciate that, and if you want to do that every week for free, you fucking tear away. It was helpful, I suppose, if anyone want, you know, like anything at all. You bring up a pair of fucking shoes, he's got a link to the shoes. You bring up something else, he's got that. You say something, it was very detailed, and it's like, I don't know, is that handy? I don't know. I don't know. What I imagine I'll do is I'll listen to this Mickey podcast, and I think the sound was shit, so I'm not going to be able to use it. So I'll record another podcast probably tomorrow or in the next few days, and I'll remember to fucking record the screen so you can see it. You can see all the porn history that's kicking about. Whatever happened to Thomas Tiger Smythe? He apparently used to work with my brother-in-law, and he said he was the most unfunny person he'd ever met. Well, I mean, that's yeah, that's the thing. I mean, the thing with Dan was when people were recognizing him for, like, you know, all these videos, he decided that he would stay in a fucking job that was kind of a shitty job, and you're getting recognized by people in the public in work, and people are like, what the fuck's he doing here? And it's weird, even though he probably should have quit and been making videos and doing other shit for money. But strange. I imagine, like, if you were trying to ignore everybody and keep your head down, you would seem like you were the most unfunny person ever. But he was a fairly serious guy, like. So yeah, I can imagine how he would come across unfunny. He's not exactly Mr. fucking showman, like, hence why he's probably not making videos right now, or staying in the sort of comedy world. If you had to eat the meat from one animal for the rest of your life, what would it be? And that's Matt from Glasgow. Well, it would definitely be a fucking pig, wouldn't it? Yeah, it'd be a pig. You get bacon from it, chops, pork fillet, pork shoulder, pulled pork. You know, you can eat the fucking thing's face. You said about looking into a club in Liverpool. Have you seen the clips of Hot Water Comedy Club on Facebook? It's in Liverpool, and if you find the clips of the ginger guy doing crowd work, you will be in stitches. No, I fucking won't. Because I do comedy, and I realise what a fucking piece of piss that is. They'll be like, you fucking bodybuilder, mate. Oh, yeah, got tiny balls, mate. Unbelievable. It's just comedy. I mean, I'm the dickhead, really, because I should be recording every fucking Lavery's Comedy Club for some of the gold that gets shit out at that fucking place. Alright, mate, you taking cat. Fuck me. Last question. Hi, Colin. How often do you play Mandela Hall? And is it always the same night, or does it vary? Well, let me tell you something, Remy, bro. It's fucking rubble right now. It doesn't even exist. So take that. Yeah, it doesn't exist. So yeah, we'll not be doing Mandela Hall again. There will be more live podcasts at some stage. I'm putting together an absolute fucking demon of a show for Mandela, or not Mandela, the Limelight on 26th, 27th of October, my birthday shows. I'm just dying to get this goddamn poster out. It ain't happening at the minute, and it's gonna be fucking exciting. It'll be like a multimedia stand-up show, so it'll be stand-up with videos, which for me seems to work very well. Because not a lot of other people sort of do that I know of in this country, so that's what that'll be. And then yeah, we'll try and work in some more live podcasts. I'm sure Mickey would be up for that. Big style, fucking big style. But anyway, patreon.com if you want to fucking support the podcast / General Banter Podcast. Give us a quid, you know, and we'll figure out how to film this thing properly. We'll get some of those goddamn SM fucking AK-47 mics, whatever they're called. Get that crispy voice going. We'll get some We'll get some shit for the walls to make it like, you know, soundproof, so that burp wouldn't just bounce around the room there. It would be like muted. Burp. You know? ColinGeddis.com if you want to buy a t-shirt. The t-shirts are swag as fuck. We got a new supplier. The prints are like, you know, those prints where it's like you can't even feel it. It's just like in the t-shirt. Oh my god, delicious. I have a meeting at 10 here, so I'm out of this bitch. Take it easy. And, you know, follow me on Instagram, because it's kicking off, guys. Today's tune is Programs by Mac Miller. Just heard it the other day. It's pretty swag. It's all sad because he's not bucking Ariana Grande anymore.
I don't got a reason to lie. They gave me the key to the sky, but I'd rather open my eyes, cause that's what'll keep me alive. Something that sees in my mind. Please do not fuck up my day. Everybody want a headline, I don't got nothing to say. Except I'm coming back with the freshness. You know I love making the entrance. Now, don't get defensive. Time is a matter of seconds. 1, 2, yeah. Off to see the wizard, leave the picture. Me and liquor, evil mixture, demons, glitter, cleaning whiskers. He be Mr. Fisherman. Back on my shit again. Doing my own dance. Feel the rhythm, there's no hands. I tell your vision like programs. Busy living on triple digit, young old man. Y'all dead wrong. I'm up Burr with the echelon. So butter when the bread long. I'm going strong to my head gone and my head gone. Yeah, floating back up on the scene, I'm saying.